Thanks for joining me for at-home yoga today. My name is Laura with TC Fit. For today's session, all you'll need is some flat floor space, a yoga mat or a towel, and time to yourself. Let's begin down on the mat in child's pose. Knees wide, big toes towards one another, and allow your hands to stretch out overhead. You're welcome to rest your forehead on the mat or hover your face just above your mat. If at any point during today's session something that we're doing just doesn't feel right with your body, feel free to modify, listen to the voice on the inside, and enjoy. Let's begin with our breath. As you inhale, allow a big flow of air deep into your lungs, letting your belly rise and lungs expand. As we exhale, imagine your body sinking into your mat, softening, settling. Wide and deep into your lungs, into the backs and bottoms of your rib cage. Allow your mind to come to this moment. Feel what you're feeling. Be present in the moment that you're in. We use these first few moments of class as a way to buffer our mind from what was happening earlier. We spend so much of our time in the present or in the future or in the past. Allow this time to be right here and right now. Let's draw our shoulders up over our hands and leave the knees on the mat. Slow, controlled lower, bringing the body down onto our mat and taking cobra. A little extension of our spine. And turn the toes under and press the hips high up into downward facing dog. Paddle out your feet. Give yourself a little bit of time to work length into the back side of your legs. Opening our shoulder angle, creating a lot of length from the heels of the hands up to the hips, and from the hips down towards where our feet find our mat. From our downward facing dog, let's step our right foot forward and allow our left knee to find the mat. From here, we stretch our right arm high, creating a little rotation through the spine, trying to open the hips down towards the mat. Bringing our hand back to the mat and stepping our hips back up, foot backwards into downward facing dog. Stepping the left foot forward and allowing the left arm to rotate. We'll stay for a few moments of breathing. And good, we'll take this 2 more times on each side, spending a moment of breath in downward facing dog. And creating rotation with our right side. One more time to each both right and left. Stepping back into downward facing dog and forward into modified lunge. Good. From here we bring our back foot back, finding our plank position, knees on the mat or knees elevated, toes on our mat. And half series, high to low plank, kind of hovering the body above our mat. Cobra or upward facing dog, whichever feels more appealing for your body. And then sink back into our child's pose again. Stay for a few moments of breath, bringing big inhales, expanding our lungs wide and deep, allowing our belly to rise and fill the space between our right and left legs. for our sun salutations. We'll take 3 passes through our full series, moving 1 breath to 1 movement. As you're ready, let's reconvene in downward facing dog. Hips high, heels sinking towards our mat, shoulders open, fingers spread wide. On our next inhale, let's step or hop the feet forward towards our hands. And exhale, find forward fold. Inhale, lift the spine flat into monkey, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, up tall into mountain. Exhale, sink into chair. Inhale, sweep and reach. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift, monkey. And exhale, fold. Inhale, plant the hands and step the feet back. Exhale, slow lower. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, press back, down dog. Inhale, step or hop the feet forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, tall into mountain. Exhale, sink into chair, hips back. Inhale, stretch and reach tall. Exhale, swan dive, hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, long straight spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step or hop the feet back into plank. Exhale, controlled lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, press back, down dog. 1 more pass through both full series. Inhale, step or hop forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, up into mountain. Exhale, sweep and sink into chair. Inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift, monkey. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step or hop back into plank. Exhale, lower half series. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, press back. Take child's pose or downward facing dog. We pause for a few moments of breath. We use this time to reflect on the pace of our breath, probably quicker, and the warmth or temperature of our tissues, our bodies warmed by the large controlled movement of sun salutation. Stay for 3 more inhales and exhales. We next move on to our warrior series. Our first time through, we'll hold each pose for a few breaths. And then on our repeating rounds, we'll move or flow through each pose, just like we did in our sun salutation, moving 1 breath to 1 movement. Let's reconvene. If you are in child's pose, let's lift our hips and find downward facing dog. Begin with our left side today. If you'd like to take that option of reaching your leg high to the sky before stepping forward, you're welcome to do so. Look something like this. If you want to add a little bend, you're welcome to do so. Let's draw our knee towards our nose, planting our foot up by our thumbs, and finding warrior 1. As we settle into this pose, we take the effort to feel all the corners of our body. Fingertips at the north, hips at the south, front foot to the east, back foot to the west. Thinking in all 4 directions. Feet spreading our mat, imagining trying to make your yoga mat longer from front to back. Fingertips stretching tall with hips sinking low to the ground. Shoulders are out of our ears. Hold and breathe. Allow your hands to settle into our warrior 2. Vision right out over the middle front finger. Shoulders out of our ears. From warrior 2 for today's practice, We'll bring length to our front knee and turn our front toes towards the long edge of our mat. So this really wide stance. And from here, take your swan dive. Hinge forward and find wide-legged forward fold. This is a great pose if you have a yoga block and you have a lot of length to the backs of your legs. You could rest your head on that block. Take your hands, if you don't have a block, and place them wherever you need to create enough support for this pose. Lots of length, the back sides of the legs. From our wide-legged forward folds, we send our fingertips out to the sides and lengthen the hips, lengthen the spine, bring it back up. Settling back into warrior two. From our warrior two, imagine cartwheeling or windmilling your arms back to the mat, left, right, stepping our front foot back and finding downward facing dog. Again, as a reminder, this first round, we hold each pose for a few breaths, between 5 and 10 breaths. And then on our subsequent rounds, we'll move more quickly, flowing through each pose. From here, we move to our right side. You're welcome to take that leg reach straight up tall, creating all sorts of length to the hips, upper legs. And then we step our knee towards our nose and find warrior one. In warrior one, our fingertips, again, reaching for the sky, hips sinking low, front knee tracking towards the middle toe of our front foot. Imagine drawing your back kneecap up towards your hip bone, keeping the back leg really, really active and strong. Settling into our warrior two, shoulders out of our ears. Keeping our mind present in what our body is feeling and doing in this moment. From our warrior two, we bring length to our front knee, turning our front foot to the long edge of our mat and hinge forward, finding that wide-legged forward fold. From our wide-legged forward fold, stretch your fingertips wide, lift your head, creating that long length from the crown of your head to your hips, and settle back and into warrior two. From our warrior two, we cartwheel the arms, windmilling them right, left, left, right, back to the mat. And this time through, we take our half series, finding plank, either high plank or low plank with the knees on the mat, slow, controlled lower, cobra or upward facing dog, and press back, down dog. We'll flow through this series 3 times on each side, creating lots of length, lots of movement, chances for us to build strength and balance. We begin with our left side. If you'd like to step that leg high, you're welcome to do so before bringing your foot towards your thumbs, creating warrior one. Settling your arms into warrior two. Bringing length to your front leg and turning your toes. Hinge forward, wide-legged forward fold. Stay for a moment and then lift back up, hinge. Adding bend back to the front leg into warrior two. And cartwheeling the arms. Stepping our front foot back, taking our half series, high to low plank, cobra or up dog, and press back, down dog. Right side, stepping our foot forward, finding warrior one, warrior two, turning our foot, hinging to find length, wide-legged forward fold, lifting our chest, and settling back into warrior two. Cartwheeling the arms, left, right, half series, high to low plank, inhale, lift into cobra, and exhale, press back. Left side, one round done, warrior one, warrior two, length to the front leg, turning the toes, wide-legged forward fold, lifting the chest, and back into warrior two. Cartwheel the arms, front leg stepping back, high to low plank, cobra or up dog, and press back, down dog. Right side, stepping forward, warrior one, warrior two, wide-legged forward fold, length to the front leg, hinge forward, fold, and lift, back into warrior two, and cartwheel your arms. You know the series now, it's time. Take it at your own pace and move with your breath, high to low plank, cobra or upward facing dog. Final round, we begin with the left side. Step, fingers tall, arms settle, front leg has length, hinge, lift up, add your front leg bend, cartwheel your arms, half series. Series, high to low plank, cobra or up dog, and find child's pose. Knees wide, big toes together. You're also welcome to take downward facing dog if you'd like. Let's stay for a few breaths and use this time to notice the warmth inside our own bodies. If you've taken the child's pose option, I invite you back up into downward facing dog with the hips high. And bring your feet nice and wide on the mat. Maybe a couple of toes hanging off each side. And take a few big steps backwards with your hands. So we're sort of in that wide-legged forward fold stance again. And from here, I invite you to bring your hands to heart center as you sink your hips into prayer pose. You're welcome to turn the feet out as much as you'd like. Front angle, something like this. Palms pressing against one another, elbows driving into the knees, and create that really long length along the entire length of our spine, from the crown of our head out to the very base of our pelvis. From our prayer pose, we'll bring our hands apart, lift our hips. If you'd like to step your feet more narrow into a traditional forward fold, you're welcome to do so. And I invite you to very slowly, with control, stack your spine, to ragdoll, rolling your body up to a very, very tall vertical position. Bringing the hands up and into heart center. We challenge your balance with tree pose. You can pick which side you want to start with. I'm going to start with my non-dominant side, so my left. I'm going to bring my heel either to my ankle of my stand leg, to my calf, or to the inside of my thigh, avoiding the side of our knee. Take your vision, make sure it's finding something that is at eye level. So on the horizon, whatever that looks like to you, push your foot into your leg and push your leg back into your foot. Standing tall to balance in tree pose. We're aiming to keep our stand hip over our stand ankle as best we can. If you'd like to bring your branches into the sky, I invite you to do so. We stay here for 3 big breaths in and out. From here, we bring our palms back to heart center and unhook our other foot. Give our ankles a little break, roll out your feet as we prepare for our second side. Finding a home for our foot approximately in the same space as our first side. Tall positioning, palms pressed against one another, shoulder blades drawn down and back. Vision at eyeball height. Once you find your center of balance, you're welcome to bring your branches up and into the sky. Hold and breathe. Palms come back against one another. Back into heart center and unhook our feet. From here, big inhale into mountain. Exhale, swan dive forward. As we find the mat with our fingers, step our feet wider than the hips. If you'd like to turn your toes out slightly, you're welcome to do so. Palms come to heart center as we sink our hips into prayer pose. Your positioning is probably back at the back end of your mat. From our prayer pose, let's unhook our hands and drop our knees to the mat. Allow yourself comfortable positioning with your wrists, fingers spread wide, or you can create fists for wrists. Whatever's more comfortable for you. Spinal balance, a different variety of balance. Reach your right arm long and left leg behind you. Aim to stay as steady as possible. And we challenge your balance with a rounded spine, elbow to knee for 3, 2, and last one. Draw your hand and knee back to the mat. Opposite arm and leg reach away. Elbow to knee. 3, 2, and last one. From here, bring your hand and knee back and into the mat. And draw one knee forward, sweeping the other leg around, either rolling down sort of on your side or tipping backwards. Let's draw the knees up and in towards our chest. Giving ourselves a little rock from side to side. Finding the center, hanging on with your hands behind your thighs. Draw your forehead towards your knees and make yourself as small and as compact as you can. From here, Allow your limbs to find your mat, legs long, arms resting at your sides. Finding time for final Shavasana. From Sanskrit translates as corpse pose. It's a place for your body to rest, a place for your mind to rest. Allow yourself to be present. Bring your focus to the breath that you're living in. Enjoy what you've created inside your mind and body during your yoga practice. Allow any remaining tension in your legs, your arms, your face to melt away. Be right here. Give yourself permission to stay present. From our corpse pose, let's add a bend to our knees and roll ourselves onto our right side. Allow yourself a little pillow for your head with your bottom arm. And from here, let's use our top arm, lengthening our top leg to press ourselves up and into a seated shape. I hope you enjoyed your time on the mat today, and at the end of class, we finished with a word that means the teacher in me acknowledges the teacher in you. Together we say, Namaste.